Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga.
I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me know everything's alright. I'm hooked on a feeling, I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. Lips as sweet as...
Yeah, we get it. I'm a dancer and Gamora is not. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting edition of Change the F Up. I am Nate the Effing Great, joined here, as always, by my co-host, Victory Bell. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, my gosh. This week is just turning out to be one of the best weeks of the year, and that's for two reasons, of course, you guys. Today we're going to be talking so much about the final part of the day in the life of a cosplayer, and we're going to also be talking about two major things that are happening with Marvel, that being the launch of the trailer for the Defenders Netflix series, which Victory Bell just watched right now, and already she's just like awesome. And of course, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is going to be coming out this weekend. Yeah, myself and my co-host Max Beatty, we're going to go see that, and it's just one of those things where we've heard nothing but positive reviews, and it's like, yeah, we're going, no matter what, we're going. But first up, before we get too far into this episode, I just wanted to take the time to say thank you to all the people that have given likes to our Facebook fan page on Change the F Up. It means a lot, but also those that have been viewing and listening to the last two episodes. Because of you guys, they have been the highest viewed and listened to episodes in all of the Elite Ringside Network. The past 2 weeks have just been crazy. Heard nothing but positive feedback. It's just great. Thank you guys so much. And of course, like I said, on Friday, going to be launching Change the F Up on podbean.com. The first few episodes are actually going to be these episodes of the day in the life of a cosplayer. They're that successful. So again, thank you guys so much. It just means so much to myself, to my co-host Victory Bell. And if you don't believe me, go check out Victory Bell's video where she shows her appreciation for all of the support, all the love that you've given her on her Facebook fan page, facebook.com/Victory Bell Cosplay. And you'll definitely know how much she appreciates it. So thank you guys so much. And we're looking forward to giving you guys more content in the near future. So, all right. So we've been doing this for 3 weeks now. Let's get on to what you think is going to be the easiest part of a cosplayer, and that being the day of the con event. So we've talked about preparations. We talked about the creation process. Of course, now we're at the final resting area, which is just, yes, it's the day of the con. Kind of walk us through, basically, bit by bit, what you kind of go through when you go to a con, whether it be C2E2, Mighty Con, just any of your cons that you've done. Just kind of go us through step by step what it's like for a cosplayer, just to, finally it's the day. What basically happens?
Well, depending on the convention and if you're selling or not, this year I've been really going to cons that I've been taking part of and being either a salesperson, like a booth person, or I'm doing panels, something like that. I usually host something for the conventions that I go to, trying to be a part of the conventions and just really kind of give back to the convention who has also given stuff to me. So for me, I guess it just depends on kind of what you're rolling up to. Like if you're rolling up to selling prints or being a vendor at any time, then you're waking up super early and getting there super early so that you can be there before the people be there and set up your booth. Most of the time vendors set up the night before, but depending on where the con is, like if it's in Madison, I'm not going up there twice. For a Mighty Con, that's one day. Like, I don't go up there twice. I try to set up before the con opens, and the cons usually open at like 10. So That means you're waking up at like 6-something to drive up there. Which, I say this is the easy part because it's like less, but it's still a lot. And it's like the show, the performance. So it's like everything comes down to this moment type of thing. So it's not necessarily the easy part, but it's supposed to be the fun part. When you sell and everything, which when I sell, I try to get there, I try to be in full costume and everything, but a lot of times when you set up, like, I have big grates and stuff, so I try not to be in full costume to, like, ruin anything. When you don't sell and you go with the Kaz family, and your Kaz family likes to get there early, then you also have to wake up early. Which, I think we're dying down on that now, which is good, because for some reason, my sister and Rosalita used to love to get to the con when it opened. And I was like, oh, kill me. I don't want to get there when it's open. We'll stay the whole day. It's cool. If I don't have a panel till 4, let's get there around noon. I don't know. I don't really care about the beginning of a con. But that's just me. I like to sleep, and it takes me a long time to get ready. Anyone who's gone anywhere with me knows that. So no matter what, when I say I like to sleep in, I mean, like, if the con opens at 8, I'm probably waking up at 7. Or not 8. If it opens at 10, I'm probably waking up at 7 trying to get ready. So, and I mean, 7 o'clock isn't awful, but, I mean, it depends what you're doing the day before. Most of the time, the day before a con, you're either finishing your props or it's the day that was also part of the con, so you went out afterwards and you were drinking, having a good time, so you didn't get much sleep. I just feel like all the time I'm just lacking sleep. And somehow I am lacking sleep in this convention scene. So that's the beginning, is being tired and trying to get yourself looking like you're not tired, and then putting on your face.
Yeah, I can tell you guys from first-hand experience, there's plenty of times where I know that you've been talking about, having a handler and whatnot. I feel like I'm one of those few people that definitely says to you, you have this time to get rest. Use it. Just use it. And there's plenty of times where you're just like, yeah, you're kind of one of those people, but I still stay up anyway and work on this. I mean, even this morning while I was at work, I'm thinking, you know what, I should probably double-check to make sure that we're on for 4. And hopefully she's asleep by then, and then about, 10, 20 minutes later, it's just like, yep. And I'm like, she's still up. Damn it, Tori. Damn it, Victory Bell. Man, come on. But no, I wanted to say that definitely from the time that we met last August to nowadays, from you to go from, sharing a booth to now being told that, hey, we're going to give you your own booth. That's awesome. That is always awesome to hear. But does that add a little more pressure to you, or is that just more one of those things that's kind of more of a relief for you?
I think it adds more pressure because I really, again, I suck at getting there early. It's so hard for me because usually the cons I go to are over an hour away. And so from my location, I have to wake up usually 3 to 4 hours before the con, and then pack everything up and get everything together and try to look good. So having my own booth now is like, oh gosh, I have to get there before everybody, and I have to make sure I'm there. Or it's like, oh, where's Victory Bell? Oh, she doesn't even care about this. When it's more like, no, she's from Chicago, so she lives 3 hours away. That sucks to be her. But no, I mean, it adds pressure, but at the same time, I like it. Eventually, I'm hoping it would be nice to get just time slots, kind of how it's really nice when I see some of these more professional cosplayers who like Ivy Doom Kitty, who has certain times where there's people at her booth for her who are selling her pictures, and then she has certain times where she'll be there. I don't think that she's not there in the morning. I wouldn't have known, because for C2E2, where I had a booth right next to her, I was never there in the morning because my costumes were ridiculous and you have to park a mile away. So I never got there at 10. but again, it wasn't my booth. I was just staying at a booth with the Age of the Geeks. But she was there most of the time. But I think it's really nice if you sell prints or if you're representing a con in some way, if you could have a certain schedule, which I think a lot of cosplayers end up doing. I think that would be the most productive thing for me, so that I don't have to be there at 9 before the cons open. I can get there at 11 when it's, I don't know, for me, and I don't know other cosplayers out there, but I take a long time because something always goes wrong. Like, there's always something that goes wrong that will take me 20 minutes when it was supposed to take me 1 minute, or this goes wrong, or your car, something happened to your car, or this. So it's like, to get like a plan, like, okay, I'll be there at 10, but I don't have to be there till 11. That would be beautiful. And if I'm able to, talk to more conventions about that and get more people to come to conventions with me, and when I go to different areas, have some sort of like a handler or somebody who will help sell or collaborate with me and sell their stuff at my booth and vice versa. I think that's kind of where I'm looking to, go to maybe next year when I have hopefully more collaborators and stuff. I could share my booth with other people who will also be on my side selling for me, but also probably selling their own stuff, and kind of how I got started by, jumping on other people's booths. I think people like that, and just got to make sure these people are more on time than I am.
You're not taking any shots at anybody in particular now, are you?
Oh, no, I'm taking shots at myself.
Oh,
shots fired.
Okay.
Friendly fired. Right there. I'm not on time. That's an issue. And I've been yelled at before by myself and by my manager, but doesn't matter. I can scream at myself all day, but sometimes you just got to know your weaknesses and let other people know your weaknesses. Be like, I'm sorry.
Well, I guess that's one way of doing it. So let's talk about, your costume setup. Do you usually do it before you get to the con, or do you usually do it right away when you get to the venue?
It depends, I guess, on the costume. My big costumes, usually I don't like to put anything on that is really hard to walk with, especially, we could give the example of C2E2 Saturday.
Yes.
When I was doing the Death Pact Angel from Magic the Gathering, that costume was huge and heavy. And we had to park in parking lot C, which if anyone went to C2E2, you knew there were 3 parking lots. And A was semi-close, but it would be filled before the con even opened. And B was not close. And C wasn't close. So B and C were basically almost in the same area, just on the other side of the highway. So when we were driving there, we decided to just go right to C and be covered, because we were having a truck with my wings and whatnot. We had them open, so it's like, okay, if we can be under a parking garage, that'll probably be the safest area. So it took us probably a good hour to get into the convention with these wings, because they were 40 pounds that we were trying to carry around, trying to get through doorways, get into elevators, go around people, which it's amazing how, like, for me, when I see, maybe it's just because I'm a costumer, so when I see somebody struggling with a costume item, like, I'm literally like, watch out, everyone. Watch out, they're coming through. Watch out. They're obviously sweating. They look exhausted. Move out of their way. Like, give them some space. These people would just, like, stare at you and, like, what's that? No, excuse me, sir, can you step, do you see how big these are? No? Oh, you don't care, you're just gonna stand there? Oh, okay. It's like, I didn't understand why people were just, like, staring at us instead of, like, moving out of the way, but it's okay, it's not a big deal, because I have a voice, and I can tell people, excuse me, really loud. You try to still be, like, polite about it, but at a certain time when, like, sweat is beating down your face and the makeup you just spent hours on, you're like, Get out of my way! I'm gonna kill you!